Welcome to Car Show, the best car podcast on YouTube. I'm Charlie Henggeler.
I'm Brady, Proctor.
Welcome to the podcast. Alright, so welcome back to the podcast. The first car we're going to talk about today is a brand new car. You guys may have heard about it. Brady, take it away.
The first car we'll be talking about is the McLaren Artura. It powered by 600 horsepower combined by twin turbo V6 and an electric motor, which I don't know. I think it should just be naturally, well, not naturally aspirated, but like no electric. Like go all out.
I agree.
Put a V8 in there.
I feel like the V6 maybe have been pushing it a little bit. I feel like they were trying to cram too much stuff into that.
Yeah.
Definitely just should have gone with the V8 instead of the V6.
Sounds way better.
Yeah.
It does.
Honestly.
Yeah. Top speed is 205, and it's 3 liter, 3,303 pounds, and that's heavier than a 720S, which is a lot faster, a lot cooler.
Yeah. So the 720S, as we all know, big brother to the Artura, with 710 horsepower, 3,100 pounds, and a twin turbo V8. This thing is a rocket, and definitely is known as one of the more popular McLarens.
It's quite old too. It's 2017. Well,
yeah,
not super old, but it's
older compared to the Artura.
Yeah, and it's just super cool.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that than an Artura.
Has a slicker body, I think.
Yeah,
it has more curves. The Artura kind of has a boxier look.
Yeah,
in a way. But yeah, it's just my opinion.
I think they should have gone more out. Like the 720S, the back end, it just comes all together rather than the Artura. It looks nice from the front, and then you get towards the back, and it just looks like someone took a butcher knife and just chopped off the back. Right.
Yeah,
and it doesn't. It's cool, but this 570S, which was the predecessor to the Artura, which was the same place, was cool still, but they could have done a way better job.
I agree. Just kind of looking at it, kind of just looks a little sloppy in my taste for a McLaren. Because McLaren has been known for really, really nice and clean cuts, and this is just kind of like the sloppy end.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still a nice car and all, but they could have done way better.
I mean, go back 7 years. Go back to the P1.
Yeah,
that was just spot on.
Exactly.
That's still one of the fastest cars today, and McLaren can do a better job. And I'm not saying McLaren is still my favorite brand, but they just need to do better.
Exactly.
And I think the same with Ferrari. I need to talk about Ferrari.
Ferrari, yes. This is one of my more favorite topics to talk about when it comes to cars. Today we're going to talk about the Ferrari F40. Fairly old car. Came out in like the 80s, I think. And it was known like for the 40th anniversary for Ferrari, which is why, hence the name F40, which is kind of a cool little Easter egg if you didn't know about that. But, yeah. So that's kind of something cool that I learned about this. So, Brady, do you have anything to add on about the F40?
I think the F40 is an amazing car. Manual, rear-wheel drive, the best sounding engine in the entire world. I've personally heard one before at some car shows before, and it's like I've heard it start up right next to a LaFerrari, which is amazing.
Yeah,
and the F40 sounds even better. And it's like what 40 years old. 36 years old.
Yeah,
which is insane. And it still sounds amazing.
It's like when you see this new car next to this old car, you should expect the new car to take the better sound, but when you got this comparing to it, it's completely life-changing in a way.
Yeah.
But
one thing that's kind of sad about Ferrari is their cars are just, they're not they're not in the spotlight anymore.
No.
They used to be like, a few years ago, they used to be in the spotlight. Everyone was like, oh yeah, I want a Ferrari.
Now it's like Lamborghini.
Yeah, Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Lamborghini. But all they have is like, they have the Roma, which is just depressing. It's a Ferrari for old people.
Yeah. So, funny story. Brady and I, we were on a bike ride this one time, a couple months ago, and we were crossing the street, and this guy comes up with what was it called?
It's a 360.
Yeah, the 360. And Brady mentions, this thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
It was so funny, but at the same time, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I mean, the 360 is from 2007.
Yeah.
2007. I mean,
still a fairly decent car.
Still fairly decent, but like, just come on.
Sad.
Come on. But same with the Roma. I feel like Ferrari is old person, and then they'll have like the SF90. That's what it's called, and that's all they make is the Roma and SF90 and the GT4 Lusso, which you might as well buy a freaking family station wagon.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them about the project that we're going to start?
All right. So we love cars, and we love.
Obviously, we started this podcast about it. So.
Yeah. And we think we should actually start doing our own car videos.
Mm-hmm.
So
on a separate channel, though.
Maybe. Yeah, shared content on this channel and other channels. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think.
We're trying to look for fairly cheap cars.
Yeah, we're a new channel. We don't have the budgets of other channels.
Right.
And we're thinking we're gonna do like kind of like a Hoonigan style, but like
quote unquote rally car.
Rally car. Yeah, off road because we don't have our license.
Exactly. So it's kind of hard to drive on a road.
You can't drive on public roads, but on like trails and stuff, on trails where they let you drive,
that's
totally legal.
That's fine.
So we're gonna try to do that, and we can get our license next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
So if you have any suggestions, leave that in the comments. Remember, nothing probably above $3,000, because that'd probably push it. Maybe even less than that.
I mean, I under $5.
Under $5.
We can go a little bit out, but just tell us what you think. And I see you right there, sitting there, not subscribed.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit it, and just like it. It's free.
Exactly.
Helps us out.
Exactly.
And
it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, if you feel like that, you want to keep tuning into these, go ahead and press that button.
And once we hit 100 subs, merch
coming out.
And if you get a shirt that says 100, been here since 100, you will be a triple OG.
Exactly.
You'll be super OG.
Exactly.
So might as well do it.
And then as we go down the line, we're thinking maybe start streams. Just live podcasts.
Yep.
Not edited. Just go right for it. Go for the throat, as they say. But that's kind of what we're planning down the line. We know first episode.
First episode might be somewhat boring because we've not gone full out yet.
Exactly. We're still getting microphones and set up and everything, but that's just how it's going to be for a while.
We have the basics.
Yep.
But that's not a wrap quite yet. We got more to talk about.
We got so much more to talk about today.
Charlie, you take it.
All right. So my friend Brady here, he's more into the supercar kind of thing. I'm more into classic muscle myself. I really like the sound of an old V8 and a nice little Chevy Dodge Charger from 1969. I know, 69, funny number. But, that thing just sounds nice. If you've ever been to a car show and they're just driving around and you hear that thing roar up, you get shivers down your spine. That thing shakes the ground. That thing is just an insane car, by itself. I'm not sure how much horsepower those things can get, but I've ridden one personally, and those are a ton of fun to drive. Manual. This guy had a twin turbo in it. I don't even know how I fit that in, but he got a twin turbo V8, ripped down the road. It was so nice, but yeah.
And back then they used to be able to do more crazy stuff.
Yeah.
As they used to say, win on Sunday, sell on Monday.
Exactly. And if you've ever seen, like, movies from the 60s, you'll see these guys just driving down in those, just cruising down the road, doing twists and turns and drifts and crashes. Now, that's fun stuff to watch, I think. But yeah, that's just kind of what I like about muscle cars, because they have a lot of potential. Sure, they're not really the fastest thing, but they're just nice cruisers, I think so.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of sad, because everyone's, I want a Ford hatchback, or I want this, I want that. There's not a lot of appreciation anymore for classic cars.
Exactly.
Which, he likes old classic American cars.
Oh, yeah.
I love classic
European cars. Yeah.
That's just where it's at.
Exactly.
For me. But all classic cars, they just have a soft spot for me and Charlie.
Yes. There's nothing, you can't go wrong with a nice classic car, driving up to Dick's Burgers and just sitting there and enjoying the old life, you know?
Yep.
Just
having fun.
Exactly. My grandpa, when I drive in his pickup with him, he just tells me about those days when he would, every Saturday and Friday, he'd go and hang out over there. But, yeah, that's just kind of it's kind of sad, because not many people appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of slipped away from history a little bit, so that's just kind of sad part to talk about. But, yeah.
And, on the other hand, street racing.
Street racing. So, funny thing about this, so we live on a really busy road.
Yeah, we live very busy road.
Right.
So, it's
really common to hear people ripping up and down the road, just over and over and over and over and over again. And I live right by it, so I get to just watch people just rip by it. And personally, it's kind of cool. My parents and everybody else hates it. I love it. It's kind of nice, you know. You get a free car show.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Brady, what do you have to say about street races?
I think it's cool. I think they're super cool. I think the culture because street racing originated in Japan.
Yeah.
With the Bosuzokus and stuff like that. And I think now that's carried over here and it's gotten very popular.
Yeah.
We see Subarus, Toyotas, all souped up.
Everything. Like cars that you wouldn't even think could do this, they do this.
Yeah.
It's insane. But yeah.
It's kind of nice seeing that.
But at the same time, when you're trying to sleep and you just hear a guy rip down with the Subaru, ugh. Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting.
But,
yeah. But
yeah. Well,
I think that's gonna do it for the first episode of Car Show.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening out there, please subscribe to post notifications on. You don't have to do that. It's just recommended for me and for Brady, so then we can
highly recommend.
If
If you want to see that Hoonigan style project, please
let us know.
Please, because it'll help us out so much,
and it helps us a lot. And
yeah.
And we can get new equipment, so then better quality, and But yeah, that's the first episode of Car Show. Thanks for tuning in.
And as we say, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, folks. You have a good one. This is Car Show.